out the reviews and you guys can work on those the rest of the period. So after flying at an altitude of 600 meters, a hot air balloon starts to descend when its ground distance from the landing pad is 10 kilometers. Do you see a difference there of something you might have to rectify before you start this problem? The altitude is 600 meters and the distance to the tower is 10 kilometers. Yep, and it has to be the same unit. So this is 600 meters, and from here to this is 10,000 meters, and it wants to find the angle of depression. Well, the angle of depression is this angle, which is also this angle. So I'm just going to say tangent of the angle I'm looking for is equal to 600 over 10,000. And I plug that in. Tangent of 600 divided by 10,000 is, no, inverse tangent. 3.43 degrees, which is letter B. If you had done inverse tangent of 600 over 10, you got 89.05, which is what everybody chose. Number 2, a ski slope is 250 yards long with a vertical drop of 100 yards. Find the angle of depression, which is going to be the same as the angle of elevation. So which trig function do I use? Which is sine. Okay, so inverse sine of 100 divided by 250 is 23.6 degrees, letter B. Okay, now we're getting into law of sines, law of cosines. If angle L is 48.4, I have KLM. Angle L is 48.4. Angle K is 24.5. And L is 37.9. Find K. So I'm just going to use law of sines. Sine of 48.4 over 37.9 equals sine of 24.5 over K. Cross multiply. Then divide by sine 48.4. And just put everything in the calculator. 37.9 sine 24.5, enter, divided by sine 48.4. 21.02, so 21, letter B. They gave it to us in the problem. Any other questions on this one? All right. Maria is erecting a statue on a triangular plot of land. She wants to put decorative stonework edging around the site. So she wants to put decorative stone edging around this whole site, this triangle. The length of one side of the plot of land is 25 feet. The angles at the end of this site are 65 and 38. Find the length of the stonework edging needed to enclose the site. So I need to find the perimeter of this triangle. I'm missing two sides. I need to find both of them. The first side, let's just call it X. Second side will be Y. I can find the first site. First, I'm going to have to solve for this angle. So what is that? 90, 103, 77. Now I can use law of sines. Sine of 77 over 25 is equal to sine of 65 over X. Then I could also set up sine of 77 over 25 equals sine of 38 over Y. Then I just solve these two. So I'm going to multiply 25 times sine 65 and divide it by sine 77. 23.3 is that one. This one I'll multiply sine 38 by 25 and divide it by sine 77. And 15.8 is this side. Then I just add all three together. 25 plus 15.8 plus 23.3. 64.1. Which was letter C. In triangle ABC, given the following measures, A is 14.2, C is 13.9, and angle B is 27.7. Find the measure of the missing side. So this is what I'm looking for. I cannot use law of sines here. I have to use law of cosines. I don't have enough information to use law of sines. So x squared equals 13.9 squared plus 14.2 squared minus 2 times 13.9 times 14.2 cosine 27.7. I just take the calculator, wherever I put it. Whatever answer I get on the right, I have to take the square root of to get the answer for x. 13.9 squared plus 14.2 squared minus 2 times 13.9 times 14.2 times cosine of 27.7. So I get 45.3. Then I take the square root of that to get 6.7. Is that an answer? Yes, letter A. Number 6. Trevor, Robert, and Maurice. So I'm going to just label these T.R. Maurice. Made some paper airplanes and want to see how far they will fly. The distance from Trevor to Robert is 13.5. The distance from Robert to Maurice is 14.2. And the distance from Maurice to Trevor is 6.6. Find the measures of the three angles. So my strategy, I'm going to use law of cosines first to get one angle, then I'm going to use law of sines second to get a second angle, and then I'm just going to subtract those two from 180. So let's find this angle, angle R. So remember, I can't just add and subtract and multiply all of these numbers together. I have to do these first, subtract it from this, and then divide it by this. Okay, so I'm just going to take 6.6 squared, subtract 13.5 squared and 14.2 squared, and I get a number, negative 340.33. And that's equal to negative 2 times 13.5 times 14.2, negative 383.4 cosine R I'm just going to divide the first by the second, and then take the inverse cosine of that. I get 27.4 degrees. Can I use that to simplify? Yeah, there's only one R with 27.4. And that's letter A. So I really don't have to do any more. But if I wanted to keep going, I would just do sine of 27.4 over 6.6 equals sine of m over 13.5. Solve for m. Once I have m, just subtract those two from 180. Thank you. Okay. All right, next question, number 7. The shadow of a tower, I'm going to draw a tower, when the angle of elevation is 54, so my sun's here, and it's shining down, and this angle to the tower is 54 degrees. The shadow is found to be 15 meters longer than when it is at 70 degrees. So here is at 70. Here's the shadow at 70. The shadow here is x plus 15. It's 15 meters longer than it is here. Okay? And it wants to know the height. Well, I can make two equations here. Tangent of 70 equals h over x. Everybody see that? Tangent of 54 equals h over x plus 15. So I can solve for h here, plug it in for h here because it's the same h, same height. H equals x tangent 70. So over here, tangent 54 equals x tangent 70 over x plus 15. With me so far? Is anybody watching? Oh no. Okay, so to solve this, this is really over 1. I just cross multiply. So when I cross multiply, remember this tangent 54 is a number. If I put it in the calculator, I could convert it to a decimal. So it's just a number times x plus 15. So I have to say it's tangent 54 times x plus 15 tangent 54. Multiply it by both. I might put the x in front. So everybody see that when I just cross this with this? Equals x tangent 70. Well, I need everything with an x on one side, everything without an x on the other. So I'm going to subtract. Well, maybe I'll just subtract this over here. So I have 15 tangent 54 equals x tangent 70 minus x tangent 54. Factor an x out. Tangent 54, and that's equal to 15 tangent 54. So how do I find x? I've got it this far. X is times this whole thing. How do I find x? Divide by this whole thing, right? So I'm going to take 15 tangent 54, and I'm going to divide it by parentheses, tangent 70 minus tangent 54. 8. It's the height, is that right? I don't see an answer there. 15 meters longer. I get 8. 54. Divided by tangent 70 minus tangent 54. I think I forgot to close my parentheses. 15. Height of the tower is 15 meters. Do something different? Oh, x is 15. Thank you. You were right. Now, x is 15. I plug it into this to find the height. So I take 15 times tangent 70. 41.2 is the height. Okay. I'm recording this, so if you didn't quite follow it, watch the recording, stop it, make sure you understand each step, keep following it. Number 8. In triangle PQR, P is 69, opposite sides 3.7, Q is 57. Solve the triangle. Well, I can use law of sines. So I'm going to multiply 3.7 times the sine of 57 and divide that by sine of 69. So this side is 3.3. Now I can do the same thing with R, because I know this angle is what?
Wait, I got you. 54.
Thank you. Okay, so now I can replace this with sine of 54 over R. So 3.7 sine of 54 divided by sine of 69, 3.2. And now I've solved the triangle. Number 9. Find the side lengths that are missing. So I'm just going to do, again, this angle is 47. Sine of 59 over 10 equals sine of 47 over x, and sine of 59 over 10 equals sine of 47, no, 59. 74. I'll get it. And then just solve. 10 sine 47 divided by sine 59. It's 8.5. 10 sine 74 divided by sine 59. 11.2. And it said to round to the nearest integer, so it's just 9 and 11. Last problem, solve the triangle with the given information. Well, fortunately, I can use law of sines here. I don't have to use law of cosines. So I can just set up sine 48 over 13 equals sine c over 15. So sine c is just 15 sine 48 divided by 13, and then the inverse sine of that. Angle A, or angle C, is 59 degrees. Then I just find the last angle, 73, right? No, 48 plus. Okay. Then I can set up this to be sine 73 over x. So 13 sine 73 divided by sine 48. 16.7. Okay. I won't put this grade in until Thursday next week. Give everybody a chance to retake. I know we don't have school Wednesday, so.